Well, as we said, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, other cities. And as Mike Tobin highlighted, hundreds mourning the death of George Floyd during a memorial service in Minneapolis earlier today. Among the featured speakers, the Reverend Al Sharpton took time away from his busy job at MSDNC to politicize the events. Take a look.
We cannot use Bibles as a prop. And for those that have agendas that are not about justice, this family will not let you use George as a prop. Talking about make America great. Great for who and great when? We're going to make America great for everybody for the first time.
Perhaps Al Sharpton missed the president's comments, missed his early demand for immediate justice, an expedited investigation, FBI brought in by the president, DOJ brought in by the president and the Civil Rights Division to work with local law enforcement authorities. They were fired in record time. All 4 officers have now been charged, serious charges, and we believe that justice will be served. But there you got fear, division, hatred. Blame President Trump. Everything's in Trump name. By the way, and his home city, Al Sharpton's, is under attack. Last night in the city of New York, 2 officers, as I said, were shot, another stabbed right in the neck. They were patrolling the streets of Brooklyn for looters, but authorities are now probing the perpetrators' possible links to terrorists. Now, after a week of violence, police have been shot, run over by cars, beaten by mobs, hit in the head with bricks, frozen water bottles, and other projectiles. Several members of law enforcement have died. Some are fighting for their lives. They're in life support with life-threatening injuries as we speak. But the chaos, the anarchy, that still continues. Now, just last night, surveillance video capturing looters ravaging a drone store in Manhattan. This is just one of hundreds of businesses that were looted, vandalized, or set ablaze over the past week. Now, you have the politics of this, the left psychotic so-called solution now to all the violence and all the anarchy and all the lawlessness and all the looting and all the arson and violence is let's get rid of the police altogether. Because that is apparently now their new battle cry. They want to abolish police officers. Hillary Clinton's former spokesperson, Brian Fallon, tweeting, quote, defund the police. And you got the Hollywood who's who list. Let's see, John Legend, Jane Fonda, Lizzo, many other celebrities signing an open letter demanding that we defund the police. Today, the mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, the city council vowing to cut over $100 million from the LAPD budget. In New York, at least 40 city council candidates are now calling for a $1 billion cut to the NYPD. In Minneapolis, city council members are actually vowing to dismantle the entire police department. And meanwhile, Black Lives Matter, as we told you last night, they want to push all police out of inner city neighborhoods, replace them with their own armed militia. This is the same group, you might recall, that was chanting, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Remember that chant? Now, this group wants armed self-policing. Seriously? And without a doubt, Democrats seem to be embracing this anarchy. Today, the president responded. He tweeted out, quote, the radical left Democrats' new theme is defund the police. Remember that when you don't want crime, especially against you and your family. This is where sleepy Joe Biden is being dragged by the socialists. The complete opposite, more money for law enforcement. Senator Tom Cotton, he authored an op-ed in the New York Times calling for U.S. troops to be utilized to restore order. By the way, the president saying he doesn't think that will be necessary. It also brings up the issue of why these cities and mayors and governors, they are saying to the president, no, we don't want National Guard help. They have to ask for it. And otherwise, the president would have to invoke an Insurrection Act, which I don't think is necessary, and I don't think we should have to do. They should be taking control of their own states and cities. Now, this has caused an internal meltdown, by the way, the Cotton op-ed at the New York Toilet Paper Times. Some were apparently apoplectic that the Times published a viewpoint different than their own liberal view. The staff at the Times claimed the words in the op-ed put minority staff members in danger, and the Toilet Paper Times ultimately apologizing for publishing the op-ed. Now, today, in a very kind gesture, Cotton tweeted, how's everyone at the New York Times doing tonight? I can report tonight that they're not doing well because 2 weeks ago, the left was demanding that police officers arrest anyone not properly socially distancing. And now it's clear they want to get rid of all cops altogether. And it's coming at a time where law enforcement is now investigating whether or not Antifa is organizing the violent elements in this week's protests. Take a look.
There are extremist agitators who are hijacking the protests to pursue their own separate and violent agenda. We have evidence that Antifa and other similar extremist groups, as well as actors of a variety of different political persuasions, have been involved in instigating and participating in the violent activity. And we are also seeing foreign actors playing all sides to exacerbate the violence.
The AG is right. So what about this group Antifa? Who are these people, and are they really organizing violence all across the U.S.? All right, we begin a Hannity investigation. Antifa exposed. Because over the past week, some have been blaming Antifa for all of a sudden, Trace Gallagher's been reporting about piles of bricks that are staged, showing up at protest sites all across the country. We've also witnessed scenes of alleged Antifa members dressed in all black, wearing masks and helmet, all while breaking into stores, smashing windows, spray painting buildings, and assaulting the police. In Houston, Texas, Antifa has been accused of coordinating the looting of a local Target. And according to a lengthy undercover investigation from Project Veritas, James O'Keefe organization, Antifa has been plotting and organizing violence for quite some time.